See the pile of rust there? Somehow water is getting inside this frame rail and my hand is up in it. All right guys, it's time. I've got to get this stripped to the walls. I may even have to take down these side panels because I got to get this frame straightened. I'm debating whether or not to put the new axle on. The drop axle makes this handle a lot better on the road going around turns. I have a straight axle for it that was going to lift it up higher because I had this massive monster truck that I used to drive. Now I'm a little more sensible and have a regular size truck. I don't really need that massive lift. I've got to get these toolboxes out of here. I've got all the wheels laid out on the workbench inside the workshop. Here's a quick look of the before. And we got to strip this baby down. So you guys with these Husky workbenches, you can replace these. When I forgot to lock it, I've had them open up. I used to have a ladder that I hung from the ceiling that fell on this one here. This one's all jacked up. But you can replace these. There has been a significant improvement over the years. From this version to this version, they're much heavier duty rivets that hold the drawer glides in. But they work just like a regular one. You just lift this up and you slide it out. And on the other side, this will be inverted and you push it down. Before anybody goes too deep into the comments criticizing me on my build out, I got this tool trailer in 2008. That's a long time ago. You do the math. And I built this out of scrap material, as you can see, and haven't had a break since. So that's why it is what it is. There's a little compartment back here for sawhorses and full 8-foot sheets. You can see I got this here for a big workbench table that I can set up. Table saw, chop saw went here. This was another working surface. This here filled up with lots of things. I am finding all sorts of cool tools. I'm excited to get this all loaded into the workshop, organized, and get back to using these tools that I forgot that I've had. You may be wondering why I stopped using this, and that's a story for a different day. Got the first tool chest in the workshop. Gave me some more counter space, get these tools off the ground, so I had nowhere else to put them. And the next one will go right here, and we'll have some more space. I may even just use that as a little work surface, although most of my work is on the main workbench. But I'll be going over everything I took with me in my tool trailer in a future business video. Before we get too far into the decommissioning, I want to go through and just show you what I had. As you can see, this is kind of falling down now. Behind here is what I was talking about. I could store my sawhorses, a full 8-foot sheet of whatever I could slide in there. It got a little tight at the end. This layer here was also a work surface, but I had all these little Harbor Freight things just filled with all sorts of different screws. I gotta get these pulled off. These bins up here, I believe this bin here had all sorts of stains, paints, and glues, more plumbing stuff, screws and fasteners, and I had cleaning supplies up in this bin here. Down on this lower section, there was a table saw, chop saw, air compressor was up there at the front, and some other odds and ends. I'm just gonna pan through here. I have a pegboard thing. Never really worked out well because of how much this trailer bounces. A lot of times this shit would bounce and fall on the ground. But I mean, there's just every single thing you can imagine to build or work on a home, from cleaning up to tile, electrical, plumbing, enough fasteners to hang and install anything and everything. This here is for drilling a hole in tile. Planer, belt sander, extra belts, clamps. These are all my old school 18-volt tools. More tools down there, roofing nailer. And we got the pooper down there that, well, hopefully, well, we'll see. Won't get to that. I probably won't put that part on video. This here is a Delta chop saw stand. all sorts of adhesives, caulking. Same here, got this whole bin, this whole thing here for paint. Lots and lots of drywall texture. Up here, what did I keep up in here? I kept gloves, knee pads, my jumpsuits. This whole thing here is a whole laser system. Kind of crazy how much work I've done over the years. Another quick update. Moving right along. This is filled with debris. Thousands of screws, staples, fasteners of all kinds. Got to get that wrapped up. That'll go in the trash for the next round. Now I've got to address the front. I may leave this cabinet up for now, and I'll probably leave those upper ones there. I gotta get rid of the tools, gotta get rid of the shitter, and I think I gotta get rid of the bottom too. There's a sink up there I may get rid of. So in this location I had an RV refrigerator. So this middle shelf was gone. That was your fresh air intake for the convection on how those chemical refrigerators work. And that's the chimney up there. Goes right up, and there's another vent up high. But we're slowly but surely making our way down to the bare bones. I think I have multiple broken frame parts right there. So I will have to, I think this is what happened. This is why this part dropped. But pull up maybe the floor, pull this door frame out, get this re-welded. I may have to cut and straighten the frame too. I'll reshoot this when it's light out, but right there is a broken weld. Move it with my head. And there's a broken weld there, and then I think it's fine back there. But that means I'm gonna have to pull this deck up, this 4x8 sheet here. So sometimes in order to do the repair correct, you got to take a lot of things apart. So I'm pulling up this board right now. Right here is the axle, and this here I believe is where the main bend is in the frame. So you can see how this buckled right there as I hit a massive bump. It was probably loading up this trailer a little too heavy. I'm having a few stripped screws, so I've got to get a little creative. I'm getting them all out. Only have a few left. Okay, we are really getting into this now, and found some more damage. See the pile of rust there? Somehow water is getting inside this frame rail, and my hand is up in it. But as you can see, this is painted, and I can feel from the inside that there's integrity on the sides and the top. Over here, just some surface rust. Now, I've had this problem in the past. This is a repair of mine from a long time ago. I can't remember how long it is. This has thousands of miles on it, this repair here. So where this shackle hanger was welded, it created a whole nother rust spot, just like that. So I basically plug welded this piece of angle iron on here, and I didn't even weld this side. It's got plug welds on the bottom and on the other side, and I'm thinking of drilling those out, taking this off, starting from way up there, weld in a whole new frame rail, or basically I'm going to be scabbing on another frame rail from way up there to here. This here is the big dent I was telling you about. You can see that angle there. I'm going to pull this all off, get this straightened out. It's a lot of work, and my son just asked me, why don't we just take this to the dump and buy a new one? I said, yeah, that'd be real easy. We could get straight to using the new one within a few days. Well, I had planned to have this back together in just a few days. I'll probably use it for a few more years, and hopefully it'll be in good enough condition to sell it. As it is right now, I wouldn't get much money for it. It's just a challenge. I'm going to see if I can do it. See if my theory, my idea works. If it works, then I can use it for a couple years, and if not, maybe I'll give it away for free on Craigslist or something. Put your comments below. Would you fix this, or would you just try to sell it? Maybe I could get 500 bucks for it, and then put $4,500 to $5,000 into a new trailer that is probably the same quality. 6x12 Vinos. This is a 2010 King American trailer. I bought this in Douglas, Georgia for $1,350, and that even included a spare tire. Factory direct, Douglas, Georgia, King American trailers. So here I am trying to get the springs off and realized sucker's welded. The nut's welded to the bolt. Who the heck did that? So still hard at work here. Got the spring disconnected. Got these two plug welds drilled out. Starting to cut along my old welds. It still isn't budging though. It's a little too late to be grinding more. I think I'm gonna have to grind, and then actually where these plug welds are underneath, I'm gonna have to cut that out and then grind it smooth. Because drilling these out was not easy. There's no way I can do that from underneath. But I have faith. I have faith that this baby will be put back together in 8 hours. Got the old repair off. Spring hangers are off, cleaned up. New frame piece is clamped in place. I think I got the the trailer mostly straight. It was bent in here. I cut it and jumped up and down on it. There's a jack stand there and way up at the front. And believe it or not, even with this frame, lower frame completely cut, it hardly flexed at all. So it's as good as it's gonna get. All right, stop jumping, buddy. Welded up there all the way around on the other side. And now I gotta clean everything, paint everything, and just leave a few ground spots where it's gonna get welded. I'm gonna plug weld all the way down on the sides, all the way on the bottom. There's gonna be a lot of welding, more than that is probably necessary. But I wanna get everything painted too before I put everything back together. So here's that frame rail clamped into place. This is the area that took the most abuse. I had this clamped up, marked out where the spring hangers go, tacked them, pulled it down, and now just welding these things on here. There's that one and that one. And then I got to make sure I put them back up in the right spot. I got marked on the, I don't know if you can see those two little lines there. That's where it will get clamped up. New spring right there, old spring here. New spring seems to have a little bit more arch in it. Hopefully it'll keep us a little bit further away from smacking the axle tube on the frame. So just got word that this trailer has to go into use in 36 hours. So I'm gonna get cracking tonight. It's a little too late to do any more grinding. Probably it's dark out, so I'm gonna be drilling my plug holes. I was thinking like 5 and 5, so there'll be a total of 10. I'm gonna start out with this drill bit. This is my sharpest drill bit, and then work up to a 1/2 inch. So I have a bunch of 1/2 inch holes, every 15 to 20 inches. I got to clean this up with acetone, get ready for paint. This all has to be done tomorrow. So this drill bit's doing pretty darn good. I'm gonna try to just go straight 1/2 inch without doing a pilot. See how it goes. I don't want to burn this bit up because it's a pretty good bit. Here's the new frame rail. First coat of paint on. We get another coat of paint on tonight. Tomorrow, weld it in. It'll get it welded all along the top. This edge here, the ends, and then welded here, plug welded all the way down. And that'll be good enough for hauling around what I gotta haul around. This thing's about done. I decided to put the new axle and springs on. I got everything painted, welded up, bolted up. I'll probably have to go back through and double check my spring bolts. I think I'm gonna start putting the floor in. Floor in, walls on, hook the lights up. It did lift it quite a bit. This is kind of it's got a new look to it. I'm gonna have to readjust the fenders. So there it is in all its glory. My lifted 6x12 V-nose trailer. I was a little concerned about raising the center of gravity up about 4 or 5 inches. I just took this on a 400-mile road trip and it ran perfect. Couldn't even tell it was there. Are you ready to see what's inside? This is now my snowmobile trailer. That's right. Look at that beast. This is probably not what you expected for the tool trailer. I've got a lot of trips to take. I just got back from about a 400-mile road trip, taking this out on its maiden voyage. And it was too much fun. That whole front area, it's got to get redone. I may just go with paint. I've got to get the sink back up and running. Diesel heater, full solar system. I've got a whole solar system coming out. That will be on the main YouTube channel, the Handyman. 600 watts of solar, 200 amp hour battery, solar charge controller, and an inverter charger. I'll explain all that in the future video, but I'm going to turn this into a mobile cabin. As you can see, there's insulation on the ceiling. I put that in many years ago. Something you might not know is this started out life as a toy hauler to haul my dirt bikes and four-wheelers. If you see these things here, I had these cleats on the wall, and I had a bed that would go here, but I would take it down. I had to put the 2x4s up. I had a refrigerator, microwave. As you know, I got the toilet, the sink. I think I'm going to go the extra mile, pull these walls down again, insulate the walls to match the ceiling. I've got a diesel heater coming in for it. My kids are too small to go snowmobiling in the areas that I go snowmobiling. So this is a one-man cabin. Up on this wall here, I'll probably have a bunk that folds down right like this. I'll probably just keep the walls painted and save the money to put towards the next toy hauler build. The full toy hauler build will start, I believe, summer of 2026. As of right now, it's going to be based off of a 24-foot car hauler. I currently have a 30-foot camper that sits right in front of this in my side lot. But I've got to get a side-by-side. If you don't know what those are these little dune buggies. Got to have a way to haul around the dune buggy. Probably will have upgraded this by that time. This is Skidoo Summit SP. Their backcountry base model. But this thing, this is crazy. It's super fast. It's like a crotch rocket. It has 165 horsepower. It weighs 450 pounds dry. I don't know if I'll go full turbo, but maybe I will. If you got questions, put them down below. If you're interested more about the business, the money, the progress, how I got here, I've got a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it. It's called The Handyman Business. I'll link that below. My main YouTube channel, where I've got about a full decade of all the work that I did. That's up on that channel. More videos are going to come out on this channel. Whenever I got something random that doesn't fit in the other channels, I'll put them here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.